You're listening to Love Your Shelf, the best librarian podcast in the extensive and highly competitive field of librarian podcasts. Hello there.
Hi.
We're back for our last, is this our last podcast? No. It's our final discussion of 2021.
Yes.
And looking forward to
a new
22.
year. That's right.
A new year. We'll just call it the new year.
2022. It's so hard to say. 2022.
That's what we're looking forward to. Is a year of that.
In East Texas, especially, we'll all blend together.
Right. So we want to talk about the books and other things that we're looking forward to for this year. And there's a lot. Looking very promising. So we'll start off with books, as we usually do. That is the convention.
It's our thing, I guess.
Yeah. And so I'm just going to go through. I don't have any kind of order, but most of these are already in my cart to order. They're pre-ordered, ready to arrive as soon as they're
Fun.
out. Because
you already know.
Oh yeah, they're no doubt these are all winners. If it's one that I'm not sure about, I'll tell you. But
cool.
Definitely the ones. These are my favorites. There is a new book coming out by Tom Perrotta, who I've talked about several times recently, who wrote The Leftovers, and the movie Election was based on his novel. And he's got another novel coming out called Tracy Flick Can't Win. And Tracy Flick is the character from Election. Reese Witherspoon played her. It's a pretty wild film. But I'm real curious to see what he's going to do with that character.
No kidding. That's great.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Election, Reese Witherspoon plays this high school girl who's super type A, wants to be school president.
Kind of a Leslie Knope.
Maybe before Leslie.
Yeah. It takes a
early.
Turn, but
It's dark comedy. But anyway, so looking forward to seeing what that's going to look like. And then Victoria Schwab, or V.E. Schwab, better known as, has a book coming out called Gallant, and it's a standalone, and it's categorized as YA, so I don't know if this is a departure for her, but as V.E. Schwab, she published the Shades of Magic series, which has been super popular.
Cool.
And so I think that's definitely what people are going to be clamoring for. Chuck Klosterman, who is a nonfiction writer, has written tons of books, always good. Well, mostly always good. But I'm really jazzed about this one, The 90s.
Ooh.
So he's a little older than me probably, but we're Gen Xers, and he's very much in that Gen X vein. And so, we love getting to revisit
your time to shine, man.
Exactly. Our misspent youths. And I don't know if you know about this, but Emily St. John Mandel has a new book coming out.
Really?
Sea of Tranquility.
Okay.
I think it doesn't come out till April, but
okay.
It's already in that cart, so we will have it as soon as it comes out. She's obviously the author of Station 11 and The Glass Hotel. We've talked a lot about her.
Do we know any idea what this is sort of ish about?
It is a speculative fiction type. Has to do with memory and
cool.
It's very intriguing.
Cool.
I purposely didn't read a whole bunch about it.
Okay.
I just saw that it was coming out and kind of got the gist, and then I said, okay, I'm just going to...
Yeah, that's fair.
And then Richard Powers, who wrote The Overstory, which I just read maybe 2 years ago, or maybe it's just been in the last year, but one of the best books. It's just a stunning work, The Overstory. And so he's got a new book. It's actually just come out, so it's only anticipation because I haven't read it yet.
Right.
But it's actually been published already, called Bewilderment.
Okay.
He's written a lot of books, and in fact, as I saw that this one was coming out, I was inspired to look up and see what all else he had written, because I just want to, gobble it up. And then I saw that in my Goodreads, I had read one of his books before, several years ago, and I didn't put two and two together.
Mm-hmm.
But that one's called The Echo Maker, and it's very good. So
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
super
exciting,
huge fan of
yeah.
Richard Powers, and so I'm probably going to read that one this weekend.
Nice.
It's at the top of my pile. Another author who has been super popular but is kind of changing veins is Holly Black. And she's a YA author, mostly. Mm-hmm. She wrote The Coldest Girl in Cold Town, which I read just because it's a great title.
I was about to say.
Even though I don't always read YA fiction. I do sometimes, but but that one I was like, I got to read that.
Yeah.
And so she has a new book coming out called Book of Night, and it's an adult
Cool.
novel. So I'm ready to
board.
jump in. And then there's a memoir coming out by Sarah Polley called Run Towards the Danger. And she's an actress and director. She was in lots of things, but there's a group of movies that if it comes on, now I don't have cable anymore, but whenever I did,
Right.
if it would come on, I would just sit and watch
Yeah.
it. And that's Dawn of the Dead.
I love it. I was like, what is she going to say?
No telling. But it's the remake of the Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
from late 90s, I guess is when it came out. And so that was like my probably introduction to her.
Okay.
And then she directed Away From Her. And I think she adapted it too, but it's more of an indie film with Julie Christie.
Okay, I was about to say, don't know that one.
Julie Christie plays like a relatively young, middle-aged woman who has a memory disorder, and so her husband
Okay.
goes to visit her, and she doesn't remember him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's so sad, but it's beautiful. And Sarah Polley also, when she was 17, she wrote to Margaret Atwood and asked if she could have the rights to adapt her novel Alias Grace.
Oh, my goodness.
And so 20 years later, she did.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Isn't that neat?
Yes.
And apparently Atwood was not having it at the time, but...
It just took her 20 years to think on it.
Yeah, exactly. So Alias Grace is like a limited series that's came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And it's very dark, but also beautiful.
Okay.
There's a theme here, right?
Dark and beautiful.
But this book that is a memoir about her life,
Cool.
Sarah Polley's life. So I'm curious.
Neat.
And Hannah Gadsby has a book coming out called 10 Steps to Nanette.
Cool.
And she's the...
Yeah.
I mean, she's a comedian,
I was
but
gonna say,
it's hard to
comedian,
say
quote, unquote?
exactly.
Yeah.
Funny, but also very touching and heart-wrenching and all the things.
Yeah.
Like a Bo Burnham style, but
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dark and beautiful.
And here's another one that could be the subtitle. Emma Straub, who has written some other things that have been pretty
I
popular
was
recently.
gonna say, why can I not? I know that name. Anyway.
She's got a book coming out called This Time Tomorrow, and you can really tell like where things are going for me, but
Dark, beautiful.
It's the main character on the morning that she's going to turn 40 wakes up and she finds that she's back in her 16-year-old body in 1996.
Oh my gosh.
And at first it's like, wow, that's horrifying. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? What a chance.
I mean,
you know?
I've thought about that before. Like I have
That's
that
a common
thought.
theme. Like that happens a lot. Like,
and I go back and forth between what a chance and oh my god, you couldn't pay me enough money. Yeah.
It depends. Because whenever you have those, it's usually comedies when they like, or it's like the mom swaps or whatever. Like Freaky Friday or something.
Yes.
That's played for humor, but like in all seriousness, if you had if you were able to go back and be younger and have all the knowledge that you already have,
you're just in your younger body.
You're in your younger body. But what if you didn't have like the agency to be able to what if you had to go to high school every day?
That's me almost throwing up. No,
like, if you could
that's
just
what I
do
thought
that
about.
and then go live your life.
Yeah, that's one thing. But, like, no. Like, would I have any friends? Because
my
I'm
gosh.
31. I'd have to be friends with 16-year-olds. And I loved my friend. I love my friends, but we were all 16.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? What a horrible nightmare.
I feel like I'd like think I was super cool, but no one would want to hang out with me because I've got this, like, I don't know, dark view of life. And like,
yeah, no kidding. And two, like, how, not only is it a dark, beautiful view of life, but it's, how things are going to go down.
Yeah.
Unless,
you're like,
unless it's an alternative.
Or,
yeah.
I
don't know. Anyway.
Oh, man. Talk about food for thought.
It is food for thought. It sounds like it's going to be maybe not such a serious novel, but...
Yeah, which is nice.
I was intrigued, nonetheless. And then the next book, literally, the next one on my list, is The Power of Regret. How looking backward moves us forward.
You planned this.
I really did not. But that's by Daniel Pink, and he writes a lot of nonfiction that's very thoughtful.
Nice.
He wrote Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us. He wrote When, The Scientific Secrets of Perfect Timing. Anyway, so it's like, this kind of genre of bite-sized science bits,
Yeah.
But yeah, so curious what he's going to say.
Me too, man.
Maybe he and Emma Straub will exchange books.
Right.
So those are the books that I'm looking forward to that are supposed to be coming out in the next year. Mm-hmm. Most of those will be coming out in the next 6 months or so.
Fine.
So you don't have to wait too long. And then I've got, another list of movies and shows and maybe, I don't know, other things that are happening.
Throw it out.
So it's actually from this year, but I haven't watched it yet. Is a movie called Come True. And the director is Anthony Scott Burns. And basically, we talked a couple of times about Rodney Asher, the filmmaker who made the documentary The Nightmare about sleep paralysis.
Oh.
So this is like a fictive version of that. And, I've mentioned before, I suffer from, not always, but I have suffered from sleep paralysis, which is terrible.
Yeah. Ugh.
And anyway, if you ever have had that, this might be too much for you.
Right.
I'm going to watch it because I,
take a walk on the wild side.
Exactly. Because I'm just curious about it.
Yeah.
But it sounds terrifying.
A little intense.
Yeah. And Daniel Radcliffe is in it.
So. Dark/not beautiful.
Who knows, but probably not. Let's see. Martin Scorsese has a movie coming out with Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro.
Oh.
And DiCaprio, I'm just not a fan, but this Killers of the Flower Moon, which is based on a book by David Grann, and which is nonfiction, so it's happened. In the 1920s, there were members of the Osage tribe that were murdered. Mm-hmm. And so then there's this investigation to find out.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like an Oscar contender right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Right away. And then there's a movie coming out based on the video game series The Last of Us. Mm-hmm. And it's a zombie thing. Basically, it's 20 years after. It's always 20 years after. 20 years after modern civilization has gone. And it's this little 14-year-old girl, Ellie. And they're in like a quarantine zone and they have to escape. And this is the extent of my gamer persona. I own the game for Xbox and played it. And I did so poorly that my sister and I were playing it together. The game gave up on us, and we could no longer go forward. We were just stuck in the quarantine zone, wandering around. It was so depressing.
So wait,
it was like we glitched the game.
Battle zombies or anything. It was just like, you're better off here.
Just stay here. I swear to God, and I.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
I
have you tried to play it again? Like, is
No.
it stuck that way?
No,
But,
I haven't tried again,
That
but-
is hilarious.
No, it was for sure
It's
stuck.
like, we know what's best for you.
Yeah.
This is for your own good.
And my brother is the one who, like, told me, I should play it.
Yeah.
And so I called him up and I was like, is this
What?
what's supposed to happen? Because this
Just
doesn't
wander
seem like
around.
aren't we supposed to get away and, like, get in this truck and go somewhere?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's what happened.
We're
And
just
he
staying
just
here.
cracked up. And he's like, you just did the worst ever on this game. It's just like, we're not going to let you move forward at all.
That's so funny.
Anyway, so.
But so, like, what makes this different than other zombie stories? I like a zombie story. I'm not,
Yeah.
like, putting my nose in the air asking that.
I think it's because it is this, like, very vulnerable, slight
Oh, the
little
14-year-old girl.
Yeah, she's
Got
like
it.
a little,
Well, and that idea of, like, you said it was 20 years after. Yeah, and I thought this, like, watching the Station 11 series and made me think of the book, being someone born, after
Post-apocalypse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that being normal, quote unquote, life for you. Yeah,
yeah, so that was kind of,
that is cool. Yeah.
and that's been out, it came out a long time ago, but this is a film version of it that's coming out this year.
Cool.
And then HBO's got a lot of stuff coming up. One of them is The Gilded Age, and it's the Downton Abbey creator, Gillian
Yes,
Fellows.
that's right.
And it's set in New York City in the 1880s. I'm all there for it.
I was about to say, I'm gonna watch it.
And this harkening back to Tom Perrotta and The Leftovers, Carrie Coon, who was the main character in The Leftovers, was brilliant. She's in
woman,
the mom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she's alongside Christine Baranski and Cynthia Nixon.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Me too.
Showtime has a new series coming out by the creators of Billions, which I watched a couple of seasons of that and dropped it.
I
but
never watched it, but
it
all I
just
need to
wasn't
know.
for me. But this one is Super Pumped, is what it's called.
I thought you were saying that's what you are over this.
Not quite. That's at that level. Marginally pumped.
Okay.
But Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays the former CEO of Uber.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like a, nonfiction take. I don't know how closely they're going to stick to this, true story. But Hank Azaria, Elizabeth Shue, Uma Thurman, Kyle Chandler, they're all...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting cast.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
again, I'm curious. And then, finally, Atlanta is going to have a new season.
Oh, Nick will be so excited.
Yes. Donald Glover's, it's his baby. He's the star of it. And I did not know it's about these young African-American rappers, musicians who kind of, it starts out just kind of straightforward, like their origins and Paperboy is the rap character. And I just don't even know how to describe it, but it goes in directions that you never would have expected. And there's like one of the episodes is like a fever dream kind of nightmare thing, and it's very smart.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I've not seen it, and not because I haven't wanted to, I just haven't gotten to it. But every single person I know who has watched it has loved it. I mean, just loved it.
Yeah.
I adore Donald Glover. I think he has such a great mind, and I think he's important to pop culture.
Absolutely. And so the description of it is the idiosyncratic and brilliant hip-hop dramedy. So that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super looking forward to that. And it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's 4 years.
Yeah, I've heard Nick say a few times, I wonder when they'll have so he'll be really, I don't even know if he knows.
I just found out about it this week. So.
Cool.
And then I don't know what to think about this. There's a few of these in here. But there's going to be a new take on A League of Their Own. The Penny Marshall 1992 movie with Madonna and Gina Davis. And,
Interesting. Yeah,
I don't know. We'll have to see. But, let's see who Nick Offerman is going to play the manager.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. Huh.
And Broad City's Abby Jacobson is going to be.
Oh, I do like that. I like that pair a lot. That's exciting.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll give it a chance. That's going to be on Amazon.
Cool.
And Better Call Saul is going to have a season 6 coming up this year, and which super great. I mean, Breaking Bad. I was just talking about that like this week to somebody about how Breaking Bad was kind of a slow burn, and I was late to that party. And I watched it after everybody else had watched it.
I've not finished. That's another one.
That one I finished, but Better Call Saul, I'm gonna have to watch the most recent. The problem with that one was that I started it after it had been on for a while, and so I watched like 3 or 4 seasons, and then there was nothing.
Yeah. And
so I don't know. It's hard for me to pick back up on something like that. Like with Atlanta.
Totally.
I'm going to have to watch the last season again. And who has the kind of time to do that?
Well, I was going to say, try, see what if YouTube just has like a recap. That's what I do sometimes. I'll look up recaps to shows or whatever.
Yeah. That wouldn't hurt, actually. Yeah. But yeah, I have to figure out. And with Better Call Saul, too, and kind of Atlanta's a little bit nonlinear, but Better Call Saul jumps back and forth all the time.
So there's a lot to think about and remember.
Yeah, and it's hard to know, like, where is this? What identity is he have right now? Because he's, different people.
Yeah.
He's Jimmy McGill. He's Saul. Anyway, who knows? But I'm gonna run it down. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know anything about this, but David O. Russell has a new movie coming out with Christian Bale, Robert De Niro, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh.
And nobody knows anything about it. But
do we know what it's called?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Untitled David O. Russell Project is what it is.
Coming out this year. All right. Well, I'm probably on board.
Some of his films have just been, like, I've just loved them. But he's one of those people that I'm really surprised he hasn't just gotten canceled, because and this almost made me never watch anything. Maybe, I don't know. I'll let you be the judge. But he was mean to Lily Tomlin and screamed at her. So, Frankie from Grace and Frankie, and all of the other things that she's done in her whole career, he was mean to her.
National treasure.
Yes.
Lily Tomlin.
Yes. And it's like, you can watch it. You can see recording of it.
I really just don't have patience for, I feel like that is kind of a director thing. Like, I don't care how talented you are. I mean, I'll still probably watch your movie. But that behavior is...
Yeah. No excuse.
Unacceptable.
Exactly.
It's gross.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
But yes. But, I mean... I'm gonna watch that movie.
I am too. God, but ugh.
But I'm judging him the whole time.
Me too.
And another exciting one, again, until this week, I didn't know that this was coming around, is Death on the Nile. With Kenneth Branagh.
I did see a trailer for that.
Following up on Murder on the Orient Express.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to see those?
I know. And I liked the Murder on the Orient, the newer version that they made, so...
And Kenneth Branagh and I have a love-hate relationship. Well, mostly a love, vaguely.
Vaguely annoyed relationship.
Because he can be so brilliant, but then every single film that he has ever made, there's some point in it, there's some aspect of it that's just like, no. Wrong.
There were hands involved in that no.
You are incorrect on that point. And that's just, I don't know why he has to do that. But Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah.
Lovely film. Love Keanu Reeves. Mm-hmm. He should not have been cast in the role that he was cast in.
Sure,
He should not have been in that movie.
Okay, I can see that.
But every other part of it, beautiful.
Lovely.
But, oh my gosh.
Did you have thoughts about Murder on the Orient Express? Can you think of the no-no? Because I honestly couldn't stand the big mustache.
Yes.
It's too big.
Yes.
And I'm sure I could dive deeper and find something else.
He's got that theatricality aspect.
That
can sometimes be broad.
I appreciate that, but I don't know.
Yeah. And then there's the, the mystery one with Emma Thompson.
The one that I watched.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what is it about? Or what's it called?
Why are we the last
Ugh.
2 episodes? This is how we are at the end of the year.
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
We're just we're like this all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Or I am anyway.
That's my life. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a like 1990s film,
Yeah.
1990 film,
Like love story.
Mm-hmm. And they have past lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, in that film, the conclusion is so ludicrous.
Yeah, I don't even
And
remember.
it's cut really weirdly.
Okay.
And there's a giant pair of scissors involved.
Okay.
Anyway, if you've seen that movie, you're gonna know
Giant
immediately.
mustaches, no. Giant pairs of scissors, no.
Yes. And then
Got opinions.
he cast himself in Hamlet.
Yeah.
You know, as the titular role.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I loved that movie too. But there's Robin Williams plays the messenger or whatever.
I forgot that he. Oh my gosh.
And it's just he's always got some bonkers weird casting for some things, you know.
Wants to keep us on our toes, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, I'm gonna watch it. I'm there for it.
You know what? Well, he didn't direct or anything, but a performance of his that I thought was flawless was him as Gilderoy Lockhart in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Yes.
He was great in that role.
Yeah, for sure. But he didn't have any choice. He
He was just there to play the part. Yeah, and he did.
He did a good job. Jordan Peele has a new movie coming out
Really?
called Nope.
Oh my gosh! Can I just say another brilliant mind?
Yes.
And a true leader in pop culture right now, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, do we know what it's about?
No.
Sorry, can't
Nope.
even let you talk. I'm so excited. Nope.
We don't know. No, I haven't looked to see what it's about. I just saw that he had a new one coming out.
That's exciting.
And he's also going to re-team up with Keegan-Michael Key in a stop motion movie from the director of Coraline.
I'm like gonna fall out of my chair right now. Oh my gosh.
Coraline is multiple gasps.
I
that
know.
just had-
Coraline is one of my favorite. I love the book. Probably loved the movie more. I love that movie. Okay.
It's going to be called Wendell and Wild, and it's about 2 demon brothers trying to scheme their way out of hell.
Oh my goodness.
And that's just, I mean, I'm down for that, right?
I am so down for this. Ah.
If y'all aren't pumped for these things that are coming out, I just don't know if we can help you.
I know. We've done all we can, okay?
Oh my gosh.
And really, let's be honest. You've done all you can. I'm just here to
I'm just making a list.
gasp.
That's all. You're my audience.
Yeah.
So there's just so many more that's going to be great. Billy Eichner from Billy on the Street and other good stuff. He's written and is going to star in Bros.
Oh my gosh.
So
That
that's gonna be
title
fun.
coming from him
Yeah.
alone is pretty funny. Yeah.
And he maybe I don't know. He might be an acquired taste in terms of comedy.
I mean, I kind of get annoyed with Billy on the Street. I like him.
Yes.
But that
My
I
sister-
can't watch it. Like it, I mean, I can, but
it makes me uncomfortable.
Me too.
Yeah.
Any approaching people on the street situations,
It's not my favorite thing.
not my favorite. But I think he's a funny comedian.
Yes,
person.
just as a person.
Yeah.
And Disappointment Boulevard is another one.
Great title.
It's coming up. This is from the director of Midsummer, which was super popular a couple years ago. And it's a horror comedy with Joaquin Phoenix.
Interesting.
Yeah. So another one I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Kimmy is another one coming out. It's Steven Soderbergh is directing it. And Zoe Kravitz plays an agoraphobic tech worker who witnesses a murder, and then she's agoraphobic, has to leave her home during COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh my.
And so it's a thriller. It's going to be on HBO.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Knives Out 2 is coming out.
No, I did not know they were making a sequel.
Yep.
How fun.
Yep. So Daniel Craig's going to be back. I don't know.
I'm so glad because I felt like his detective character deserved more.
Yeah.
Like he should be a Poirot type.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
And apparently, it's easier to name the stars that aren't in it
Yeah.
than to give the list
I can
of who
imagine.
all is in there. And then Christian Bale is going to be in a movie from the director of Hostels, The Pale Blue Eye.
Ooh.
And it's a gothic thriller about murders that took place at West Point in 1830.
Oh.
And Edgar Allan Poe is going to be in there because Edgar Allan Poe got kicked out of West Point. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got just, I think, I don't know. We'll see. I've got some that I'm not so sure about, but I think there's a couple more that I am excited about. One is I just can't even believe that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could convey my excitement about this, and I can't. It's just...
You're like, I can't even believe this is happening.
No, I may pass out. My favorite novel of all time, White Noise by Don DeLillo, is going to be made into a movie.
I'm excited for you.
am so
That's the
excited.
best.
And Noah Baumbach is the director.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Driver and Greta Gerwig are going to be the couple in it.
Cool.
And I know I'm really geeking out about this.
No.
But one of my favorite books of all time. I wrote about it. I taught it in classes. And
You're being very calm and collected because I know this is
I am
exciting.
hyperventilating
Inside. I mean, I told you how after I finished Final Girl Support Group, I was like, oh my gosh, this should totally be a series. And I looked it up, and apparently that's like in the very distant future, but it's being HBO Max is like, I don't know, it's in the works.
We've gotten the rights to it.
Right. So, I mean, that was just like a book I liked recently that I read, and I was very excited to learn that. So,
Yeah.
I can't imagine if.
And it is definitely like a very cinematic kind of. It's trippy,
Yeah.
not the novel, but I'm so excited.
That's just the best. When you read something and you're like, this would be so great on a screen, and then they do it.
Yeah,
Cool. I
Yeah.
hope it's great.
whatever it is, it's gonna be great.
Cool.
I'm just happy about it. And then my sister and I, when we were watching the Matrix movie recently, there was an ad for this new Nicolas Cage movie.
I know what you're going to say.
And this is one of those, like, I'm not so sure about
I know.
this, but the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah.
And he plays like a version of himself.
Yeah. It's like, I saw an article about it. I didn't read it. I just saw the title, and it was something like, I don't know, something like the most Nicolas Cage movie of all. I don't know. Yeah, just, which.
We also saw an advertisement for a movie that's out there right now, I think, called Pig.
Oh.
Okay, well, let me talk about this one
Sorry.
first, and then I'll tell you about that.
Okay. Whoa.
Whoa. So in this one, he plays Nick Cage, who becomes a CIA informant to take down one of his superfans, played by Pedro Pascal, a Mexican drug lord.
Oh my goodness.
And I have to say, when we were watching just the preview of it, at first we just like looked at each other and guffawed.
Yeah.
But then as we were like watching more, it was like,
Oh.
Have you ever seen? This has just reminded me of that. There's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that came out, way after he was he had fallen off and was not famous anymore.
Okay.
Because he was like in the 90s. That was his heyday, and he's doing the splits everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Just all the
all
time.
over town.
Yeah. If he wasn't doing the splits in the movie, well, he wasn't in a movie where he didn't do the splits.
Put it that way.
And so he made this movie called JVD, but it's like a fictionalized version of himself, I think.
Okay.
Just off the wall.
My goodness. I mean,
But it made me think about this one, because it is like when you're just such a bizarre character.
I mean, like, I immediately am thinking of being John Malkovich. Like, just, it's straight up John Malkovich.
But, like, the B-movie version of that.
Yeah.
Not as smart as that.
No.
Just weird.
But that idea of, like,
yes,
here's this interesting person, and we're just straight up going to talk about them.
Yeah, you're not going to be a character. You just be yourself.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, it's hilarious.
Oh, man, but that JVD movie, that was something else. But, but this other Nicolas Cage movie that's out now, Pig. He's unrecognizable, like this like balding, scraggly white hair. And the plot of it is apparently that he's a truffle hunter.
Uh-huh.
And he has his like favorite truffle pig gets pignapped or something.
Oh, no!
I don't know. He has to go find his truffle pig.
Is it a comedy?
I don't have any idea. I'm not going to watch that one. But
I mean, I'm not the biggest Nicolas Cage
no,
fan.
no. But like I said, like, you know, at first this other one, the one that's coming out next year, I don't know.
I mean, again, I'm intrigued.
I just want
to know what it's about. I want to know what's going on.
It could definitely be one of those that, like, you turn it on, watch with one eye, and then ready to turn it off.
Yeah. Move
That's
on.
how we'll do that one. And then this is another one where I'm like, I'm not so sure about this one. But Baz Luhrmann is making an Elvis movie.
Whoa.
Yeah. With some guy I'm not familiar with who's going to play Elvis, but Tom Hanks is going to play Colonel Tom Parker.
What?
His manager.
This whole thing sounds very sparkly. Like,
glitter just fell off out of your mouth.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know about that. Another one, not so sure about, is an adaptation for Netflix of Persuasion, the Jane Austen novel, which I was like, ooh, okay, you know, everybody likes that.
Yeah.
Dakota Johnson. Has been cast as Anne Elliot.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe she'll surprise us. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. She has not surprised me in anything else.
No.
So, well, anyway, not so sure.
Interesting.
Also, not so sure. HBO making House of the Dragon, which is the prequel to Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Yeah, with Matt Smith as one of the Targaryens. Yeah.
So, it's as a prequel. Like, are there any of the same characters or anything?
It's all their like forebears.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Like, I want to say 200 years before.
Okay.
The Game of Thrones stuff.
Well, I hope they don't make people mad with this one.
I bet that's gonna be. I don't know. I mean, maybe it would be good on its own.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It just. Why can't they leave things alone? They always gotta do the spinoffs.
I mean, I just feel like they were like, well, we really apparently let them down.
I don't think they even cared about that. They're just like, we made a lot of money.
Got through it. Yeah.
Okay. And then another one that seems like it has been a long time since the first season.
Yeah.
Which I am excited about is on Netflix, Russian Doll.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
With Natasha
too.
Lyonne.
I liked that series a lot. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember how it left off. So, maybe I can. Yeah. It might be coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Vaguely, but cool.
But it's been, apparently that one
was that 2019?
Came out in 2019, yeah.
Wow.
So
I like her a lot.
I do too. And that one, I'm not sure when that one comes out, but I'm there for it.
Cool, me too.
And then let's see, Apple TV's got a new series coming out called The After Party, and it's coming out in January.
Cool.
And it's a murder mystery comedy that's at a high school reunion party, and Tiffany Haddish plays the detective.
That's fun.
So yeah,
I love that.
And Ben Schwartz from Parks and Rec and Ike Barinholtz from the Mindy Project.
Nice.
They're all in it.
Cool.
So I bet that's going to be good. And then Shonda Rhimes has a new series coming out, and I've not been like a big super fan of her, but Inventing Anna is a new show, and it's based on this thing that I don't know, investigative report that came out a few years ago about this woman who pretended to be like New York society doll.
Yeah.
And so she scammed all these people by just like pretending to be fabulous, but it's a true story.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, well, that makes me also think of the, like, My Friend Rockefeller story.
Yeah.
That was a wild ride.
Yeah. And the other thing that like made me, that really clinched it for that one, is that Julia Garner from Ozark is going to play the character.
Oh, is she the blonde, curly?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I only watched bits and pieces of that series while Nick was watching it, but she blew me away.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
She really is just like above and beyond.
Yeah. Had she been in anything before? I mean, was Ozark kind of what?
I think that was her kind of
on
launched her, but she's been in some other things that right now are eluding me. But
Okay.
she's been good in everything.
Yeah.
So
Good for her.
yeah,
I don't even know much about her, but I'm fully rooting for her. So good.
cheering her on. And I guess Ozark's going to eventually have another
Really?
maybe season. That's what I heard.
Okay.
But as I was looking through like all the stuff that's coming, I didn't see
It didn't jump out. Well, we'll let everyone know. You
Yes.
will let everyone know.
Yes. But yeah, that's a good series too. I mean, very dark.
It's another one that Nick just sort of started without me, and I was like, I know I won't watch it by myself. I would have watched it with him, but
It's definitely, it's one of those that there's a lot of subtlety, and you really, if you aren't paying attention, you'll really miss some stuff.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
that's what we're looking forward to.
I am looking
For next
forward
year?
to some things. Thank you for that.
I know. I want it all now.
I know. Now we just gotta wait.
I don't like waiting.
I don't either.
But anyway, we are going to go wrap up the last couple of days here at the library, and then Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, 2022.
Oh, I should have stopped the recording right at that point. Okay, try it again.
2022.